So short, damn.
I'm so tired. Fuck.
Who cares about these young players, bro?
Are we live?
I want to win now.
Who cares about the young
Don't
players?
tell me about
Is
Radio
that where
Party.
you
I want to
starting?
win now. Tell me about Bongo. I want to win now.
Oh, wow, imagine. Okay, guys, we're good.
We're lovely.
Do you good? Tlhaleva, you good?
I'm fantastic.
Lindo, you good?
I'm 100.
Oh, sure.
No, 100. Okay. Welcome everybody to Threeman Press, a place where we have three of the best young minds in
we really young,
football.
Maji?
Yeah?
Are we young?
Antwana mina idea misangena ku youth league.
Okay.
Guys, so please remember the whole point of this show is to have you guys join us. We put things on the table. It's not that we are right, but sometimes it's just to put the conversation out there so we can make this football better. Of course, I have Lindo Pep on this side, then I have Utalefang on this side. And of course, you can find me at Overthinking Football. We are going to have it pop up during the show. But guys, let's get straight into it. Mina, I want us to speak about something today that is very important.
Yep.
Charles, Chiefs for the title. Oh, no. Okay, sharp.
Done already.
No, sharp.
We speak about youth a lot.
Yes.
Last night, I want us to speak about youth because last night we saw Uvele Pai and Batman unveiled by Chiefs.
Yes.
We saw Puso Ditejane scoring a hat-trick.
Yes.
We are speaking about the relay and whether it's going to go overseas. So the big question I want us to speak about today is the management of the youth. And I want us to start somewhere and we're going to go. So I want us to start here. In Figure Clapping.
Yeah.
Have we looked out for those players? Do we have a plan?
What does looking out for them look like?
Velepai and Partman have landed at Chiefs.
Yeah.
What's the expectation for their development? Not for Chiefs, but what's the development their expectation?
Are there any clubs in this country that develop youth well? That's the first question I want to ask.
You could argue Stellenbosch, former Supersport. You
Was
could
the team?
argue that.
But
okay, wait.
And Stellenbosch.
To what end? Is it we're developing them to go win the league or developing them just to get them ready for the next run?
So the goal could be develop them to sell them to a bigger club and make money off of them. That's one avenue.
But then would the bigger club still have to develop further?
No, if you're developing for the bigger club, why am I paying for someone that I must still develop? They must be coming into the fold, developed and ready to contribute to us winning. That's why I'm buying you as a young player to a big club, is it not?
No, Marakiri, I'm bringing you in and I'm saying that Sundowns is going to show me Africa. Surely there's a development that has to go there. If we're selling players overseas, isn't the big thing that no, you have to start somewhere, TDC Angale, Shandre Campbell, in order for you to get better? We're not selling finished products. So again, I'm asking development to what end?
And it's very interesting because in Spain and in Barcelona, to be particular, they develop, I don't want to say almost already like players because also most of those players, you plug and play.
Yes.
But also some of them need to be given time. And another thing that's interesting about the Spanish process of developing players is that they don't just produce one special player. They'll give you a team of special players. And they know how to even get the best young players from teams that know how to play their role in the Spanish league. Abo Getafe, Abo Real Sociedad, and so on. And then you would find that they would identify these special gems that would fit into the system of Barcelona, rather. Real Madrid has a different policy in terms of bringing in young players. They would scout for the best young players in South America, but they look for the quality, for the creme de la creme. Understand? They look for ready-made players. And for me, that's more of an interesting conversation to say, are the players that we are saying about the Betway Premiership rather, are they ready to compete in the Betway Premiership? I think that's the question because we check Yamal, we check Abo Kurasic, we check Abo Gavi, and this left back who I like. No.
Bukayo.
Please. Anyways. Come on.
Come on, what do you mean?
Oh, he needed, I think,
do you mean?
He needed 3 seasons for him to
What
No,
do
he came
you
in at
mean?
16, 17.
Kale as a wing back.
I see. Are we cracking there?
So the reason, the jumping point that I want to go on, Velepai and Partman joined Chiefs.
Yes.
I don't see a point for them to join Kaizer Chiefs. If I was,
players?
that's what I'm saying. If I was a young player, why would I be joining Kaizer Chiefs? Because when I land there's already youngsters like Kaizer Chiefs who are in line. who never got a chance. Is Velepai and Bartman enough to then go to achieve that people are saying, hey, you must perform and
did
go
they not
win?
get a chance, or are they just not good enough to break through and be that young player for the team?
Who's the young player for the team now who's broken through?
Sure, maybe there is
Wabo?
one. Sure, but maybe they back themselves as players. But you know what? I can be that Relewa Chiefs.
But
is that delusional?
Is that a good thing? Because I'm looking at it and I'm going, Nanguzwane, we don't see him.
Yes.
We don't see Nwamahlatsi. We see all of these players. The ones that have been achieved for a very long time, we're still waiting for him to see his full potential. We're still waiting for him to be the finished article. He's been achieved for maybe, 3 seasons now, right? If I'm a young player looking at that team, I go, why would I join Kaizer Chiefs? If I'm a young player, to be honest with you, maybe I'm going to Pirates. Because Pirates has maybe shown that Abu Siema are getting chances, Abu Bogas are getting chances, Abu Rile's getting a chance, Sibilibili is coming in, he's getting his chances, Abu Libito, you know, there's a ton of players that are getting chances. So is it again a case where we're not managing these kids well enough in what they should be expecting and looking at in clubs and for their future?
Before you even talk about kids here in this country, are we even monitoring senior players well in this country? Because why is our league, you know, and I know maybe I'm chiga left manj. You know, another problem that we have in the country, maybe that's not making our youngsters be at the level where they need to be, because we used to produce some exceptional youngsters. Bonabo Cheesy, Bonabo Gift, Bonabo Junior. Sorry about that. But to be honest with you, for me, I think the bigger conversation here is, are we even taking care of our experienced players? Because I'm losing my trail of thought because of this torch now, honestly. But
are we taking care of? Are we monitoring our senior players well?
Yeah, Chalifang. Because for me, it's more of, why are we? I know that there was a season or seasons where we said the PSL is an overage league, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But we cannot force players to retire. I've seen some incredible football players in this country, late bloomer, they started performing from 28, maybe until 35. Makaula played his best football when he was 33. We've seen about Tiko. About Tiko, I think they started shining when they were above 28.
Can you say the same thing about Shabalala?
Shabalala, you can count a lot of players. So for me, it's important to always integrate young players and senior players. Young players in this country don't understand the standard of what it means to be playing for Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, it's an exception about Rila Bombogas with what's happening at Orlando Pirates, but that's also because the senior players are performing at Orlando Pirates, and that makes it easy for the youngsters to come. Kaizer Chiefs, they will always tell you that at Kaizer Chiefs there used to be 2 dressing rooms. Dressing room in Tuana, dressing room senior player. And in Tuana understood very well that you had to be special for you to play. And senior players had an influence in the team, with the coaches, with the management. If you are not doing anything as in Tuana bonga khulunya nabo coach, Bolanda ma senior player good papa njongoba ongafuna ukudeliver gift sinolikoli yepension. If afuna ukudeliver likoli kuno cheese epension. Ngapha on the right uphethu cheese, uphethu Joseph Makanya, on the left uphethu gift liremo, uphethu Steve Collier. Abotsoma bakuphasa ibhola and you pass sideways and you fail to be effective as a winger, bayakubiza side ukuthi papa isihluleka. Nangu cheese ukhona epension, it needs an opportunity. So for me, the standard is what's important as well with our younger players, to say yes, Urile is one that we can talk about, because umfana be plug and play makangena ku PSL, and also the character of the player. You need a strong mentality if you're a young player to compete in these big teams, which is for me another conversation, because for our young players to thrive, they need to come into a good setup, good management, good coaches that are willing to improve football players. Coaches nowadays have become stars. Football revolves around coaches and their tactical approach. For me, football belongs to the players.
All the time.
It's the players that are Hollywood stars.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that need to get their attention. I'm a senior players, they know how to guide that. Senior players know how to guide that. And this is the problem with the South African football now. And I will always second Hugo Bros, even though I don't agree with the style of play at times. But I agree with what he does with the setup and the composition of the national team. That he's got players that he believes in, he's got players that he trusts, he's got players that he is loyal to. Coaches are married to their football players. Some of the players that in our league, for me, senior players at 31, 20, 29, I feel that that's another disadvantage, that if I have fear in these younger boys. So for me, how we manage these players is very important, and also not just players, senior players as well. For us to get the best out of these young players, we need to take care of the senior guys, because the senior guys take care of the team, but not just only the team. They take care of the younger players. And the George, they are able to advise them. You understand? But maybe the next challenge is, how do we challenge our senior players to have higher standards than
Are
they
they good?
have?
Are they good role models?
But
for the
also,
young
if you
ones?
understand the dynamics in the landscape, as South Africa, nje, from how we grew up, most of our players don't get proper development.
Yes.
Maybe in the next 15 years, we'll have a better developed players because of the job that we are doing, all of us in development football. We are a little bit advanced now in terms of investing and caring about development. But if you can check, the players that are playing in the Betway Premiership now are players that have been developed 10, 15 years ago. Most of them didn't get proper development. They're playing in natural talent. That's why most of them become late bloomers. That's why I'm not surprised that we are coming up, 19-year-old, 16-year-old, because in the last 10 years or 5 years, 7 years rather, ISAFA and South African football has invested in coaching education. You see a lot of bringing in technical directors like Steenbok, abantu abafaka systems and strategies to help not just players but development coaches to thrive in that space. Understands what South African players are. They come from the school of Ted Dimitri. It's called the maximal training. And if you study that book, it teaches you how to train a South African football player. And for me to preserve that, it's very important to also bring in players, coaches that understand the maximal training, that can understand that, hey, we are almost like Spanish. That's why I mean, personally, George.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I land this point? I need maybe some to create a program where they can take up to 20 or 30 coaches to Spain. So that they can go learn there at Barcelona. What is done there? Come and implement it here. If not Spain, Brazil. Maybe split 20 coaches into 10. Okay. 10. The one group must go to Spain, the one group must go to Brazil. So that we can bring back the essence of what a South African footballer is. We are dribbling, we are quick, we are rapid, we are skillful, we've got a football brain. In midfield, we've got short players, who are technical, that the speed of the brain compared to running physically, because most modern football requires players to run physically. If we can go back there, I feel that our players will be more talented, not more talented, they will be properly developed because of the natural talent that we already have.
But I disagree with that.
protect. You can disagree, which is why the Threeman Press people have it. Protect. Another thing that we need to learn as a country quickly is that we've got talented players. We are working on coaching education, which is to get our talented players to be well developed. The last thing that we need to work on as a nation is to know how to develop football players off the pitch, which is something about Shanghai, Belgium, where they've got a small nation, but they can produce more superstars. That's what they have in Brazil as well. In Brazil, they scout for talent.
Am
I killing it too much?
No, you're
I'm cooking.
No,
boy.
you're flowy.
I'm flowing, I'm cooking, boy.
Go for it. No, but I wanted to disagree. And I wanted to disagree in that, is there a development that happens in South Africa and a development that happens with the players that are successful outside of South Africa?
What do you mean?
Because when you look at the young players here, I'm looking at Mfukeng, let's say. Mfukeng is going down the line of, where I see it is going down the line of Abo Lodge, Abo Tembazwane, maybe Abo Tikom Dise, who are great in-house players, great South African stars who are maybe not valued outside. But if you look at the players that have been successful, it's been the guys that haven't touched the PSL.
Yes.
You know, I can't remember Stephen Pienaar playing the PSL that long. I can't remember about Lal Foster, about Benny McCarthy playing that long.
Yes.
Right? We look at Chandre. Chandre had one season and he went off to Belgium. So I guess my question again is, to what end? Are we looking to send these guys over? Are we looking to have stars that play at the international quote unquote level? Are we looking for those things? Are we just saying that, okay, Intwani zoba mnandi, and if imnandilana, there's no...
Can I ask this, and I know I'm veering off here very much so. The guys you've mentioned are Makalat.
Veering off. I mean, I'm telling you left. Or veering off is the right English
So
word.
why does it look like it's... In this nation, the young players you've just mentioned are not black players, the ones you've just mentioned. Are they doing something different? What's happening there?
I think the Western Cape as a whole has been that.
No, you know what? I think in this country we developed different players, in my opinion.
Okay.
The colored boys have got a different quality compared to a boy from KZN, compared to a boy from Venda, compared to a boy from Val Soweto.
But why?
Cool. But my thing is...
It's environment.
Why are they able to get the access to go to Burnley, to Belgium? What is it? Is it resources from their families? Is it the community? Is it where they live? What's going on?
No, but the point I was making was that those players have not touched the PSL. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the question we need to ask is, what is it about the PSL that makes it that those players that generally are successful overseas are guys that have not been integrated into the system. Should we not be questioning the system to say, okay, the players who are in the system are not attracting that type of attention? They're not going overseas.
So now, is their development different to everybody else? The ones that don't touch the PSL.
I was going to say that the reason why I asked this question is players that are developed within the PSL and players that are developed outside the PSL. I don't think the guys who are in the PSL who left early to go overseas, the colored players were speaking about the other players, I don't think they had developed to a point. Their primary development happened overseas. You get what I mean? They were younger.
So what, they got access to overseas earlier than everybody else?
No, yeah. Well, for whatever reason, they got taken, and there's a lot of reasons. Like Ajax used to have that that relationship with Ajax. They used to
that
go
played a
back and
huge
forth.
role, actually.
Yes.
Gavin Hunter spoken about how SuperSport had a deal with Tottenham, and that's how Bongani Kumalo went overseas. There were those type of things. But I want us to speak about development, because what I'm scared of is that bona labo Velepai, bona labo Partman, bona labo Puso Dichejane, bona labo
Mbogazi. So
Abu Mbogazi and those guys, what utility are they gaining from the PSL in their development? Because then we might be looking at players that are only maybe close to complete when they're 28. Which seems to be the pattern of the PSL. Whereas now you look at Chandre. Chandre spent a season got TDC. Club Rouge. Now he's playing first team football. You get what I mean? So there's a different path.
Before you continue, Khalifang, okay, go for it. Go for it. I didn't want you guys to move away from the colored conversation before I make this point, because it shouldn't just be.
I must go on, but it's going on.
Okay.
But continue. Let's go to that. Go that way. Yeah.
With regards to the colored boys, in my opinion, they are not given credit in this country. And I don't want to get into that conversation because it's not my space. I'm a football man. But for me, they're not given credit. But the one thing, in general, I hope I'm not angkhawati muntu with what I'm trying to say. Intwana zamakhala nzokutshela zine plan.
That thing.
Yeah, zine plan, zine sibindi.
Yebo.
You understand? And sometimes, George, they don't mind going into these foreign countries because they can adapt. Also, adapting is a skill, it's a quality.
Yes.
That's something that our players need to learn. I'm not saying Intwana Zetu they can't adapt to Europe. They can, for sure. But if you can go deeper into this and ungene deeper, which is, I feel that now with what's happening in the country, it feels uncomfortable to talk about this.
Yes.
You know, because of what's happening. It feels But probably if this happened a month ago, would have been a little bit more honest with these dynamics. But the biggest credit I can give you with the colored boys is because I've worked with them. They're super talented. Nobody gives them credit for them.
For sure.
They're extremely talented, very dynamic. Another thing that colored boys have that we don't have, because Tina Skulele Kasi, Sidlali one pali, so Asquazi, Asna range a pass, we can't take shots outside the box. We only have a couple. You can count about Taves, about one, but Mtina mostly stand the chop.
One.
I'm going to make another unpopular statement. To check Mushishi, no matter how much of a great player, you check his technical not just finish, technical ability to carry ball.
You can't shoot it.
We can't
shoot.
Me and myself, yes. Mina ngizima kakhulu. But njalo yazi ngenza mntu bengithi mangireceiver from a wing and ngiyaplace njalo. Angikwazi ukulishanga ama list because that technique was never developed. Intwana zamakhala zishanga rage. Zishanga ukunderstand ama base, not just ama basics. Technically they are very good because of it. Nanoma intwana zamakhala George. Even though nanoma sasezincane before ziyakuma academy already besesidlala ema groundini. Another thing that is a dynamic that helped abo Stephen Pienaar abo Penny. It's a known thing. Lezi zinto sizikhulumayo manje Khalifang, let's be honest. Our parents never used to come to the pitch.
Never.
I'm a colored and fathers who are colored boys. Those guys are so supportive. They're so supportive, very invested in their life in Ntwana. That also contributes, that also helps. And those are dynamics, George, that that's the foundation. The other things come after, in my opinion.
So and I'm with you, right? So I remember when I did my D license coaching educator, I asked them, why is it that the white guys, bakabang amalises, they know how to shoot. The colored guys can. Otaki, not so much. Why is that? I don't know. Right? It requires good at all times and play short passes. And that develops how we wow. That's why we can't even cross. So these certain things, they play a part in our development that we don't think about, right? So I'm wondering, Lindo was saying earlier, we are more advanced, right? And I would like to believe that we are more advanced as a unit, I would like to believe, as a country, as a football fraternity. In terms of development, we are more advanced. But then I ask, Umbogazi, did he get developed or is it just too bad?
Can I just say, I think for me, it's cultural.
Okay.
And what I mean about cultural is that I think this is a very touchy one, but
episode, this one.
As black people,
Yes.
we value entertainment.
Yes.
So standa lentwane mnandi.
Yes. For sure.
When it comes to crossing, when it comes to all of these different things, we don't value them.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Ens Middendorp played helicopter football.
Yes.
Ens Middendorp was the last coach to challenge Sundown
to the wire.
Last day. He lost it on the last day. What football was he playing? What did we call it? Ugly.
Yeah.
But when you speak to black people, again, I'm going to say that when you speak to black people, they don't rate Middendorp anywhere.
Yes.
They will rate Zwane, they'll rate Banman, and they'll tell you, no, I have to choose belly back up. No, okay, now it is. So we have a thing where we value that.
Yes.
Right? Whereas with white kids, they don't have the same culture as us, one pale or whatever.
Yes.
With maybe the colored kids, they don't have the same. You get what I mean?
Output.
That's why I say we always look down at Gavin Hunt, for example.
Yes.
Where did Chandra Campbell come from?
Yes.
Gavin Hunt. You know, he won 3 leagues in a row. He won 4 in his time, right? So my thing is, again, when you go back to what I want to speak about here with the PSL, it feels as though by the time you get into the system of the PSL, Mfukeng is not being asked to improve the lesser parts of his game. He's not being asked. Right now, he's our star.
Yes.
We hold Mfukeng up there.
Very much so.
But then when you speak about him improving, it becomes an uncomfortable conversation. It becomes a conversation. Umnandi lo mfana. I had said sometimes, George, sometimes umfana, there's these diagonal balls that Orlando Pirates plays. Besa receiving outside foot.
Yeah.
Then he has to have an extra touch.
Yeah.
I'm like, take a touch with your left.
Side foot.
When you have those conversations, it becomes an uncomfortable. That's why I was having this conversation with Disco, even to say, the boy is talented. We all say that he's talented. We cannot say he must stick on the left. The boy can play as a 10. We must be challenged. He's 19-year-old. Yes. You are taught to play multiple positions. Give the coach options and be willing also. Have the energy and the hunger.
No, but besides the energy and the hunger, that's what I'm saying, Guti. Yeah. Guys, again, I'll say this over and over and over again. Our teams are not new teams. Pirates has been around for X amount of years. They've got the same facilities pretty much as what happens overseas. But what happens is we are expecting an overseas team to take Mfukeng and teach him the basics. There was a thing I was watching. We watched this Kitain with Munare. And Utabang Munare was saying that when they played France, he saw flames. He was like, he was looking at these guys and they were moving here. And I'm like, Mara Tabang, and this was not a critique of him, but I'm like, you have had a long career at Pirates at that time. Yeah. You are playing in Bafana Bafana. You're only encountering those things now. But now, so when we speak, we speak about the development of South African players, what are we speaking about?
So when you speak about culturally, right? What we're like you're saying, what we're valuing is the process, but not the output.
Not even we're valuing a specific part of the process.
Yes, specific part of the process. And I think for us to go any further, it's respecting and wanting output from our players. So as much as Ulindo was talking about I'm 23, I'm 29, 8, 30-year-olds, maybe they're not given the desired output that is needed to hold a high standard in our football. Because I don't like players being retired early.
I hate it with passion.
I don't like it.
I want
you guys to play
as long as
possible.
No, I hate it with passion.
If it's your time.
But if
we cannot force players to retire.
No, but if you don't have the output, if you do not
for sure.
And I think that's what we need to be focusing on. What is the output on this thing? Because like you're saying, that simple thing, control the ball with the outside of your foot, is counterproductive to going forward. It looks good though, on him Nandi, but we're trying to go score the ball. But when you're controlling the ball with the outside foot, the defense recovers. Now what must we do? Take a touch with the inside foot, your left foot, then you're bangena.
Then we flip board in police.
Then we can do
then you finish.
You know? And these are the small things that we need to be challenging with all our it needs to be expected with everybody.
Can I ask something, guys?
To change that culture to get
sorry before you continue, Josh. You know, I think also I'm a victim of this sometimes. But we're also named to I used to say this even last year that I always see Uriel. I can always see things that he needs to improve in his
Yes.
game. But because
Nabang
Maumnandi,
Tuge.
but Maumnandi in this
Bang
country,
Tuge.
the challenges now, even us as
Njengo
analysts,
Tito.
is not to Tito Mbule. Mbule, the defensive.
Simnandi, but
No, it's just that in this country we don't understand what positive criticism is. So when you start saying Umbule must improve defensively, we am criticizing. Last week become praise, we am criticizer, and they don't get that. Yes, you can praise a player, but there's things that the player must improve. Like for me, for example, I'll make it just a typical example. Ega Mabasa, people are saying Mabasa is a clinical finisher and so forth. Why is he not playing?
clinical?
Okay, wait, let's move the conversation.
Yeah.
My bigger point here is he complete if he doesn't enjoy every action without the ball? You know? So if you start saying to Mabasa, improve the actions without the ball. Sometimes we are playing against the Sundowns, a team that builds out from the back. They have an extra player, Ronza when they build up. So we need your energy in terms of his pressing. And if he doesn't offer you that,
That's why he doesn't start.
you speak about those things, you're criticizing the player. You know what I mean?
That's true. And look, and this is looking beyond. We want, like you're saying, you want a complete player, right? You can be good at one thing. So our criticism or evidence, right? Great presser of the ball, great pressing trigger. But if you get Palini, you need to be more selfish. Why are you trying to give someone else the ball responsibility, for instance, right?
Don't you think
No,
that
but
our analysis should revolve around that? Maybe?
I hear you. My argument is not even about having a complete player. My argument is always, do you understand your position?
Your role.
Because your position is not just to trap people to Munt. Your position is making a decoy run so that the striker can get space to go in and score.
But that speaks to coaching education.
But
Yes.
that's what.
That's coaching education.
I hear it's coaching education. But again, even our coaching education, the question I want to ask now for this last 10 minutes, guys, do we develop the other roles? The other role players. So I was watching Pirates versus Pafos, I think it was, in preseason.
Yes.
And the Pirates Beimnandi. Oh, they look so exciting. Trapping the ball. As Pafos did, I believe it was Pafos, when they scored their first goal. They got the ball and they played it up the left. But what I loved about it is that every player knew their role. I'm not the star here, but I need to be there to play the 1-2 in order to Ulindo abene space lapho. And when I watch South African football a lot of the time, last night Chiefs was playing. Ulilepo gets the ball, right hand side. He's looking at his defender. There's passes around, but nobody around understands what they need to do in order to facilitate. So when we speak about development as a whole as well, are we also too star-centric as South Africa to say that sometimes I'm not going to be the star, but I need to know if I'm James Milner, what is my James Milner?
It's a character thing. That's why one of my favorite players, and Lindo doesn't like him, Ohoto, right, is one of my favorite.
Fana put a disclaimer on that. I there's no player I don't like. I like all the players. I like all the players.
Right? He's able to understand this is the role I'm going to fit for this, for the good of the team. Because not everybody can be the star. Not everybody can do that, right? Umakaula is one of my favorites because he realized this is my job. And my job is to make sure that others shine. Because the front three must shine.
But even just functionally.
See, even that's you must teach that. That must be taught to players, right? You can be taught to players, but it's also from a cultural perspective as well. To be able to realize, sacrifice for yourself for the greater good of everybody. Because some might want to be the star in a sinking ship. Some don't mind being a star in a sinking ship, right? But others don't mind being the unsung hero in a team that is winning everything.
Another thing that we need to talk about is, in this country, when you speak development, you must also speak scouting.
Yes.
Our scouting over the years has let us down.
Okay.
To be honest with you. Like, there's so many talented players. But also, I just feel like I've got a lot of friends that own a soccer school. So I don't want I'm coming for them. I also think that we've got too many academies in this country.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's a money-making scheme.
Yeah, we've got so many
money-making scheme.
And manje uzothola ukuthi intwana emnandi, George, idlala kule team le yakho because the parents are closer to a runback. And a runback around nje Reimsego or in there's 5 soccer schools.
Yeah.
Le ntwana ziscattered. For me, that's another thing that we need to change. we need to start bringing talented players in our development. Not the fact that he's a good human being, his father, his his mom. Are you talented first? Even in our big leagues. The biggest problem I have with the scouting department is when you listen to them breaking down a player, the first thing you're going to hear is that he's an incredible human being.
Attitude. But attitude happens. Even in Netherlands, they want that.
Like you have, he's got an incredible human being. He's an
such a great locker room leader.
But
professional.
But it makes sense why they want to speak on that because the characters in the changing room can determine the success of the team.
100%.
You see what I'm saying?
A good
it mustn't be the first thing.
For sure.
For sure. This is why in Netherlands, they do the whole tips method. You know, the technique, intelligence, pace, power, and speed, right? These are the things, right?
The character, the psychological is very important.
Very much.
It's very important
it's
for
the
a player.
Element.
It's the element.
It's a huge element.
But sicela ukubona kuqala masiyokubheka kuma-favela njengama-Brazilian ukuthi le ntwana inzima kakhulu leyana ngiyibonile idlala ngenyawo kuma-favela. Then you start doing that process of scouting because scouting is not just about seeing a talent to le ntwana inzima kakhulu then intwana zwakala so ngizokufaka entweni. No, then you start studying. That's why ama-scouts okudala used to watch a player for 3 months to make sure ukuthi behave kanjani le ntwana i-team mayidliwa i-coach mayimsubstitute. You see all the elements. Le ntwana le follow him at home, i-lifestyle, i-surround abobani, ejardini iphila kanjani. Does he have a mentality of a winner? Does he have a mentality of a breadwinner? Because for central midfielders, the biggest quality you can have is for you to be selfless, have a mentality of a breadwinner, have a mentality of a helper. But before sifika lapho kuqala, are you talented now?
The funny thing is, even on the pitch.
But the thing is, Simnandi, but a lot of our players, what happens with their character leads them astray. This is why they bring this up.
But even fighting that, I'm even fighting that.
Okay.
Because I think the problem is we don't have proper safeguards around these players while we're developing them. Mbappe has the same motivations. He wants to go party, he wants to go do this, he wants to go do that. Now they say no. They say no.
You can't do that.
Kalifang, from when you wake up to when you go to sleep, your whole day is accounted
It's managed.
You're managed.
You
and every
married.
player.
Yes.
That's how you get married at 23.
Quick.
But
So
besides the married.
he becomes stable.
No, but
It's a real
besides the
thing.
married.
It's a real thing.
Awuzuli.
Yeah.
I saw a live, and I don't want to speak badly of him. I saw a live of Umbogazi just having fun during the day or whatever. And I was like, that's very interesting because you're out on the road. It's after this has happened. Who's managing that?
Nkululeko loves it. You know,
Yeah.
he said there was a period so big DDC and Umuhaunkota at the time no real mfukeng. They move around. There's no security around the boys. There's no senior player how to move. The boys are there to be. Everybody has access to those players, and I'm thinking too much. You know,
no, you think Vinny doesn't want to go party tonight? You think he doesn't?
And
then Real Madrid, what does Real Madrid say?
Yes,
no,
you're crazy.
You get what I mean? Like you think that these guys have the freedoms. I think again, in our development of players, in our thoughts of players, we've always thought to ourselves that these guys, it's sort of like if you're lucky enough to have come from a nice home, or if you're lucky enough to have the temperament of somebody who doesn't go out, we praise Abomshishi. If you have the personality of Umshishi, again, it's not a structured way of thinking about what this is happening. Now I need to figure out, Ulindo is Tasami, but I can't have him going missing.
You can't.
We've seen it.
He needs a handler.
About Junior, guys are going AWOL. Guys are able. They have the ability to do those things. And I'm like, guys, where do we see that? And maybe that's part of how development is, that many of the good players are dying well before because of things that could have been controlled.
Yes.
And the ones that are getting through, maybe really has a nice family home. He has this
stability
and that. And it's luck.
Exactly.
Where it should be structure. And maybe that's why the players that go overseas, Abo Steven Pinar, Abo Penny, when they go overseas, Joe, timetable, structure. You get what I mean?
Look at the Brazilians as well. The Brazilian culture, or the Brazilian as a country, it's similar to us. Kunamakasa, favelas, and then there's the part where there's the rich Brazilians that live. I understand, George. There's life of the party, beach, almost similar to South Africans. Beautiful women, party lifestyle. The Brazilian boys, they look got tattoos, all of those things. It's a lifestyle. Marias Genzagalani, more talented, and they send you away from that country.
Yes, you have to.
And I feel that with Abovini, all of these special players that are playing all over the world and that are Brazilian, I think not riding Yabasis. Because some of our players sometimes, I think even Naboloch, we saw the best of Uloch manje njengoba kata in an Arab
We
country.
did. Lockdown.
In a very long time. But we're talking about Uskumbuzile, why is a former footballer of the year. Sometimes that's why I was speaking about environment initially before I needed to learn. To say, even in this country, environment helps us with the kind of players that we produce. That's why I was making an example that a player from Durban, from Ekasi, from Eastern Cape, from Elentuz, it's not the same kind of player. Understand? You know that you'll find a long, tall centre back who's good aerially, maybe Uben in Tlantla, technical.
Does that speak to, you're talking about the environment determines the kind of players you get, right? And the level that you're at.
Yeah.
I think speaking to, I was talking about Guti, Lamakalat Baya Vaya, and they go abroad.
Very early.
Right? So maybe our environment is not conducive to make sure that we have world beaters of players. That's why Mebahamba, then they're able to play in Belgium. They're able
but
to play
also the Western Cape boys have an advantage because of the structure of football in the Western Cape. It's more English. It's more diagonal balls, more long balls, more crosses, more pacey, more speed play, in output more. It's always that's out. That's why you'd find that Nabusrero. If you check in Sekasi that left to Cape Town, it became completely different because they understood. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine who's also playing in Durban now, in Stellenbosch now. He was telling me, Mr. Pep, Labatand will shy. You understand? Still shy. I was told about Devin Titus behind the defense and all of the. No, I'm not speaking about. I can't give.
No. I know it from tax.
But that's the kind of football, and I feel that it will always put certain players in an advantage. That's why in Ntwana say Soweto Manji. That's why I want to encourage Soweto coaches to build a variation in how we develop those players. Because Ekasi uzotola Umbule, yes, uzotola Tito. That's the thing, but those players have a limitation because they need to play under a certain structure, under certain systems. So with the Western Cape boys or any other boys that come from other provinces, they learn how to play different systems at a very young age. You understand? Tina like us, mongato ya hamba mtu yo jale kasi bulentuza ulogo wa shalong bazo bevela sonke siyahamba. Akekho umuntu ofuna ukubheka le nto leya. So in Western we also need to develop a culture which is going to, it takes time. Develop a culture where we can enjoy or praise the not so good things, the tackling, you know, the.
But that also speaks to football in general currently, right?
Yeah.
We all Pep did it, and everyone wants to do what Pep does.
No, but the last
But that's my thing. That's
no,
what football is.
No, I don't like the statement. No. Do you know I don't like the statement?
Let me. I didn't even.
Okay, no, say it. Say it.
No, you're passionate. No, it's fine. Go.
No, go for it. Go.
No, all I'm saying that. Playing beautiful football, right? Upepuzing a tiki taka was a beautiful thing, something amazing. Playing to thirds, short passes, blah 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 blah, and it got results, got output. Now we're like, oh, you actually can win with playing beautiful football. It's what everyone wants now, right? And it's understandable why we are at the point of actually, I don't want to see long ball. Long ball is not going to work. It's not sexy enough. And this is why the likes of Obo Mourinho get chastised for being pragmatic. But he gets the trophies. Even though he gets the trophies, he gets the result. But like Marantana, my boy, it's not the one, right? So I understand why we are at this point. It's not just a South African context. I feel like it's a world football context. Because even now, a simple thing where the centre back passes to the goalkeeper as a starting point. Everyone comes in does it. I understand why we are there. It's not a South African thing. I feel like it's a football thing. That's what I'm saying.
I just feel like the best coaches in the world solve their problems. Pep coming up with tiki-taka, Pep inverting a right back was him looking at his team and saying, I've got Philip Lahm. He's technically gifted. I want to overload the midfield. I'm going to push him into the midfield. Now, what happens with coaching for me, and I'm not a coach, I'm from the outside. What happens with coaching is there's so much copying that's happening
all the time.
Instead of, this is my team. What grinds my gears is hearing a coach crying about players once the transfer window is closed. It's closed.
It's finished.
This is your team.
What you've got.
Now your job is to say, I would have loved to have Messi, but Lindo. What does Lindo do well? I would have loved to do. And that's why I'm saying that sometimes that's where these things fall through the cracks because Song is Pep. Pep is not looking at you for his football.
100%.
He's looking at his team.
So what's happening now, it even happens A development.
That's what I'm saying.
Because now we're like, even though
Yeah.
you've got lazy as you come down technically, but on a player.
No, the proof.
What the hell are we doing?
My
That's
brief,
What are we doing?
That's
No,
any danger
yeah.
element is that it danger element position football and pep football is that we are limiting football players as well. In that system, nobody talks about the limitations of that as well. That it limits certain players from doing certain things, even with the Sundowns system, in my opinion. No matter how good it works for Mamelodi Sundowns, but there's certain players in that system that are limited. In my opinion, the fact that Utebza is playing a little bit deeper, even though he's doing it brilliantly, he's a goal, he's a bulldozer. But Utebza can do what he's offering Manje with Sundowns. He's actually an incredible box-to-box midfielder who can join in the box, take shots outside the box. We've seen it.
For sure.
I feel like Marcelo Allende keeps the shape, he's a ball recycler and all of those things. But Marcelo Allende, when he came into this country, I would see Marcelo Allende joining in the box. One of the most technical players. He can find a diagonal pass, he can find a chip, he can take shots outside the box. We are shy red carpet pass. But the system allows them to say, hey, Marcelo Allende, the coaching, keep the ball, keep the shape. You understand? So for me, I look at those things. That system can limit players, but also the other system as well, Yamarutu one, sometimes it limits players, but it also brings out the best in other players.
Yeah,
because there's players Khalifang that love playing the space, like Devin Titus. I don't want Devin Titus to move from Stellenbosch, because if he moves from Stellenbosch, he's going to play in a club where they're going to require him to adlale wing and receive ball, adlale combination play or dribble wing in the box. And Stellenbosch understands his strength to Stevie Park. Don't come closer to the ball. Cheetah, salale wing in, then the responsibility is with these ones. That's why there's this famous thing abo Fanista Roy nabo Rio Ferdinand mabakhuluma ukuthi abo Rio Ferdinand ukuthi if Alice Ferguson wabahlalisa phansi meeting in nabo Wayne Rooney wathi if you don't find Van Nistelrooy, you will not play.
Or Van Persie.
You know what I mean? We've got the best attackers. These are the attackers that we've signed at this club based on how we believe we want to play. They are effective. On the right, we've got to David Beckham. We can pass to feet because it doesn't have pace. He can cross from deep. Now, if David Beckham crosses from deep, says, hello, who's the striker?
Yeah.
Because we've got that quality. But if Pola Mali Zangapa on the left-hand side, you've got a dribbling wizard who runs behind the defense. Play according to his strength, even in midfield. Coaches, in midfield, in my opinion, because players and coaches don't want to bring the best out of the players. You understand? Allow players
they don't want or they aren't able to.
I think it's a limitation as well.
Coaching.
It's a limitation.
The one thing I have about coaching these days, there's so much theory.
A lot of theory.
Yeah.
We don't know football because we studied football and watched it on TV. We know football because you went onto the pitch and you had to solve problems. I can't explain why.
There is no problem solving nowadays because of patterns of play.
But that's what I'm saying, that's the thing. The pattern of plays came from somewhere.
Yes.
But right now what we're doing is that we're overloading these kids, these coaches with all of this information instead of saying, my guy, do you know where we make our money? The star's
the coach.
Do you know where we make our money? The three of us here. Do you know where we make our money? It's watching a game and being able to see the patterns. Everybody's looking for an in-betting but they can't tell you why Makaola is important in a game.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Why? Because the theory is telling you. But the theory is telling you that this man is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. All of those things came from people watching. All of the theory came from people watching. It's things that happened, and Lindo as a coach looked at it and said, "Oh wow." Actually, what if? But check.
And I'm like,
but that's what I'm saying. That all of that came from playing the game. You cannot read the game. But guys, we're gonna leave it to the guys who are watching. Guys, remember to join the press.
So football is a very simple sport, and we've complicated with all these certain terms and all these jargons. This is why the older generation is upset. Don't tell me about counter press. Don't tell me about box to box.
Guys, we're going to give it to the audience. Please join the press. Remember, we are here to put these things on the table. You guys must take it forward into your family WhatsApp groups, your friend groups. Hey, Land Coach Akon, Nanibo Coach, please take these things forward. These are conversations we need to have in order to make our football better. So if you're looking for any of us, please, actually like, share, comment, and subscribe. And then you'll also find us at Varsity Cup on Thursdays. We will communicate where we will be.
Tomorrow.
Varsity Cup.
Where are you tomorrow?
I'm Vets again. It's Vets, right? I'm in Vets, yes.
I'm not booked. Not
yeah?
booked.
Say you, Jay.
But I think I'm working on the 28th.
Okay.
At Vert, I think.
But I'm within.
So that is where you can find us. And if you want to find us online, at Lindo Pep on all platforms, at Football Telefang on all platforms, at Overthinking Football. Threeman Press, thank you guys for joining us.
Oh, and then it's
No,
Go Rush.
No, this is not Go Rush. This is normal
Yo,
predictions.
Bafita, I can't, gents, I can't.
Yeah.
Yo, Bafita, I'm late. I'm outside,
Angithi
coming, boy.
ngiloku ngiyazama lana. Okay.
Can't they
Let's
do it
go.
together and I leave?
Ah.
Can't you guys do this thing together?
Threeman Press.
It's not a
yeah.
two-man press, brother.
Okay,
Let's do
very
it quicker.
quickly then. Very quickly.
Quick.
It has to be 15 minutes though.
Does it have to be 15 minutes?
Yes.
Ah, fucking hell, man.
Yes. I told you guys. I'm busy trying to stop.
But now, no.
Okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, so obviously, Sport Pesa wants to make people some money. They want to make it count. And we've got, obviously, the betting that happens there, predictions. So we want to help some people make some money right now. And look at some of the matches that are coming up this weekend. Winning up Pecha Corner. Remember, man Pecha, if you lose, it's not us. If you win, slepulele something. Okay, guys, first things first. Friday, West Ham versus Chelsea. When we're looking at this team, Chelsea has, these two teams. Chelsea has 4 wins, a loss and a draw in their last 5 games. Yep. Then, of course, West Ham has 3 wins, 2 losses and a draw. I'm not going to tell you the odds right now, but what I want to ask you guys is, how do you feel about that game?
As a Chelsea supporter, how do you feel, my friend?
London derby. We always get making reports. No. West Ham.
London Tabinyana.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Light.
Yeah, London derby light. But to be honest with you, no. If there's one team that is giving me stress, it's Chelsea, to be honest. Chelsea this weekend, and I felt to myself, now who's this? Who's this?
You like Crystal Palace?
Like who's this now? Like, honestly speaking, the kingdom rise and fall.
Is Chelsea a cup team?
We are not the same club anymore.
Since Roman left.
No, we're not the same club.
Would you ever do well in the league, or are you just the cup team? Pella, you are world champions.
I mean,
the English Premier League is one of the most unpredicted seasons. He can have one incredible season where
there's no hope.
But for me,
done.
He's done.
Yeah, we're inventing about Kukurela. Can we not speak about this? This team is really depressing. I wish Omen versus John was here, because maybe he can speak more about Chelsea. Because my God.
Look, they didn't look good against Crystal Palace.
Okay.
If anything, they almost lost against Crystal Palace. Right? Sharp. But West Ham is West Ham. West Ham lost Mohamed Kudus. They're probably the best player. To Spurs. I don't know why Arsenal did not sign. Anyways,
stop asking about Arsenal.
Anyways, look, I see Chelsea bouncing back with a 1-0 win at least against West Ham.
So do you think that they still have a Club World Cup hangover? Does that play into this?
Look,
because
it does play
they played
a role
long
into
season.
it.
They played a long tournament.
Very long season. I mean, that's why it's looking a bit shaky.
Okay, maybe I can spare them.
You know, but
congratulations for winning the Club World Cup. But,
but
this team wins the league every after 2 or 3 seasons. We are not that club anymore. And that's the depressing thing with Chelsea, because we are just another team in the English Premier League. We are just another Arsenal.
Why we are kanjalo?
Now we've become just another Arsenal.
So according to our friends over at Sport Pesa, the odds are 3.96 for a draw. Remember, the smaller the number, the more likely it is to happen. They can't reward you for getting the obvious thing right.
Makes sense.
The odds are a little bit higher when something that isn't meant to happen happens. So Chelsea is looking at 1.71 with the odds, and then West Ham is 4.73.
Yeah, them winning.
So guys, Lindo, prediction score?
I'm Maresca out. I'm Todd Bowley out.
Wow.
West Ham to win. 1-0.
Wow. Chelsea 1-0. Joao Pedro goal.
I'm going to go with 1-1. I don't think Chelsea is going to get past West Ham like that. No. Let's go to Arsenal versus Leeds United. Arsenal fan?
Come on, Arsenal.
Gyökeres.
Listen.
Gyökeres is going to change how they play.
No, listen. It wasn't a good game. It was, we were poor offensively. Defensively, we were great. Right? Great. But I don't want to see actually, I don't care how we win. As long as we win.
You don't care about the corners now.
Look.
You're like,
corner
it
FC,
must be corner
I don't
FC.
care, dog. As long as I'm tired of being, we look good. It's El Paso, whatever. I'm tired. I just want to win, bro.
Mara, you guys have been changing players, Kelly. Foris now come in. You've got Madueke, who we got from these guys. You've got Yokores.
I get we need some depth. We need strength in depth, as they say.
Chief, how are you looking at depth when the first lineup needs to go win?
I understand.
What are you basing the depth on top of?
It's a long season. But
I mean, sometimes you judge a coach based on the profile of players that he signs. I think what makes Pep Guardiola special is not only the type of football, it's the kind of players that he signs.
So
I mean,
Mikel
Arteta, I was been the biggest supporter of him. England angeke bayipraise England phela nina nifuna abo Declan Rice and ukuthi ama hard running center
back
but abo Zubamendi abo McAllister, you'll never hear them praising McAllister and Alentwan. For me, Arteta has disappointed me with the quality of players, and not just only him, the football club. The boy Iketike that signed for Liverpool, the perfect striker for Arsenal in my opinion. Lensimbi leni signile.
We don't have the same pool that Liverpool has. We do not. We don't have the same pool as Liverpool. We don't. That's why we couldn't get it. We couldn't even get Eze.
Where was Ekitike playing? No, where was Ekitike playing?
In Germany.
For who? You telling me you can't get that guy? You telling me when Granit Xhaka signing for Sunderland?
Here's my question. When Liverpool and Arsenal come and say, "Hey, brother, we are here."
Who's identifying players for Arsenal?
No, wait. I get it. You guys are selling Arteta. You always say, "Oh, this is the best football. He's a genius young coach. Look at the squad he's building.
Stop listening to delusional Arsenal fans. Stop listening to delusional Arsenal fans.
Okay, is it a case that you don't want those players? Because you could make the argument that they've shown the pattern that they don't want those players.
Arsenal just wanted either Sheshko or Gyökeres. They weren't even looking at Hugo.
Yeah,
they were not. Right?
No, but even the personality of the player, that we don't have out and out winner.
You want
I like
a hungry player that comes in and goes, "I'm hungry."
The player will win in one game. This weekend. I can't stop talking about that Ekitike boy because I haven't. That's the kind of striker we used to produce. Aboskobe, Usipo Muet. Before Kora, but they don't pass on a shaitolo. You are Ekitike.
I'm in Zimalea.
For me, I'm thinking Arteta. How did you guys miss that?
They too focused. Sheshko, they wanted Sheshko or Gyökeres. That's it.
Mara, this is the pattern. Just to wind this up. This is the pattern, guys. Abo Merino, Abo Declan Rice, Abo. They're not the guys. We live on hope. We hope that somebody's going to become someone.
We're not the team.
No, but you can be.
No, we can, but we are not.
So you think that we couldn't put down money? We just paid 100. Okay, you paid 100 mil for Rice. Do you think that you couldn't go and get someone else?
Bruh, if we cannot get an Eze.
No, it's because your team doesn't want them.
Then I can't wait for you guys to tell the truth about Liangwenya and Declan Rice.
I'm a party fan.
Anyway, look, Arsenal win.
When it comes to this game, Arsenal 4 wins from their last 6 games, 2 losses. And then, of course, Leeds has 3 draws and 3 wins. When it goes to the odds, 5.75 for a draw. And then the odds are saying Arsenal 1.3 and then Leeds United 9.58.
9.5.
So, prediction?
I know Nzo winner. Playing at home, first game of the season at home, Arsenal 3-0.
2-0. 2-0 win easy.
1-0 corner. Okay, Fulham versus Manchester United.
Come on, United.
Nango Amorim. Yeah.
Marco Silva.
Yeah.
What a coach. What a coach. What he coach you born a type of play let it lapin.
Yeah.
No, fair.
He let you actually let me not Lentuza because this guy is gonna be in problem. Is gonna be in trouble. And I saw in England they're saying the performance was good, but
performance is good, but we deserve to win.
But I'll say a Fulham win 1-0.
Oh, you didn't see any positives from Man United. They looked a little bit better.
I'm worried about English football. I don't want to speak about English football because it's the biggest entertainment we have in the world. But I am fan of that league. Has too many average players.
No, look, La Liga is let's be honest about Premier League football. Guys, let's keep it a beam.
No,
Premier League football is not the one. Right?
In terms of quality, George,
it's not the one. It's not. TV Mara is not. But anyway, let's not get into
It's exciting though. It's exciting, professional, competitive. anyone can win for entertainment, but masutu ya cheka kahle uti.
How can
I feel like La Liga gets away with some trash football because you guys.
What do you mean?
This is what I mean. How many La Liga games have you thought of?
What do you mean thought of?
Just sitting by yourself.
Like thought of
Not much, ne?
Because
You don't think of it,
it's
ne?
not as marketable as the
It's
Premier
not
League.
on our faces.
Hey,
The English Premier League is on our
and
face.
that's why I'm saying that I think there's a lot more focus and media and magnifying of the English game. If I ask you what Getafe did last week, you're not going to tell me what Getafe did last week.
Of course.
So now you're basing all of this thing
we are
off
watching
of the
Madrid
top.
play yesterday.
Who were you watching?
Real Madrid, of course.
Danko. Danko.
But if you watch a Villarreal versus a Real Valladolid, you can see there's a quality.
When last did you do that?
Villarreal was playing last week. Bro,
Did you watch it?
Yes,
we watched.
Did you watch
Okay, I mean, I
it?
was
Bro,
analyzing
we watched
it,
this thing.
but I do watch.
We watch La Liga.
I do watch.
We watch. Like, here's the
Okay.
thing. Look. The Premier League is not good. Okay, it's a great product. It's a great product.
But does La Liga get away with not being a good product so we don't analyze it the same way?
It can get, but if you watch it, you see the difference.
That's what I'm saying. That
Because it's difficult to watch because
you are watching 7 teams in England. You are invested in Manchester United, even though they're trash. You're invested in Arsenal. You're invested in all of those. No, I'm saying
I hear your argument.
from
Yeah,
the
for sure.
consumption
You're right,
of
yeah.
it.
I hear your argument. I hear it.
And I mean,
But
I watched
consume
that. I
La
watched.
That's
I
the
watched
England.
Barcelona
Sometimes
playing.
my problem is what ne? How, like I know they do cold sometimes off, but the fact that they get to a level where they want to kill players like about Cole Palmer. England, they don't produce that profile in England.
Don't.
Oh, they don't make face of
Abo
the
Eze.
But guys, then Chelsea's world champions.
Yes,
How
George.
can
but
you say it's trash?
I'm not saying it's trash.
I'm not saying it's trash,
Listen to
George.
his
It's
voice.
We're not saying it's
bad.
trash,
Focus
George.
on
La Liga's better. Yeah.
Let's
But
focus on
a
the
lowly Chelsea team goes and does the impossible.
Let's focus on
A
the
PSG goes and wins. A PSG wins the Champions League. Angizwa ama Spanish team. No, angizwa ama Spanish team. And Arsenal with average players goes and beats Real Madrid. But anyway,
crossing
guys.
the ball as in England. Poor game, 11 men
Okusalayo
behind
bayishayile.
the ball.
But for time.
For time.
Okusalayo bayishayile leyo Spanish team yenu. Ishaywe abo Rice, Declan Rice. Bashayi
Yeah,
Real
no, but we
Madrid.
love the English Premier League.
Fulham, Manchester United. Where are you going with it, Khalifa?
United. Actually, no, I'm going for a draw. Actually,
Going for draw.
a draw.
Scoring draw?
1-1 draw. 1-1 draw.
What are you going with?
Fulham United.
1-0 Fulham.
Okay, so this odds say 3.45 for a draw. It says that Fulham is 3.06, and then of course Manchester United is 2.32, which means that it's a very, very, very close game that is going to happen over here. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Let's go then to
La Liga.
Real Oviedo versus Real Madrid.
Madrid, obviously.
Now, so Liza Madrid, man, got to check some of the players. Gahle, to assess and about Bellingham.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Now we're changing.
No, I'm not changing.
Jude.
I'm just saying, Uti.
Oh, let me
And I
give
don't know
you.
what to
But must bega.
Ngithi, manje check Liza Bellingham gahle. Check uya assessa.
Ado Gula.
Uzobona kahle. Yabo uyangitshela but people are gonna say I'm biased because I'm a Barcelona fan. It's just that Barcelona wonke umuntu talented. That's the thing.
Yabo.
Wonke umuntu zonke is talented. No center back inzima kakhulu. The left back inzima. Wonke umuntu unzima. Indaba ukuthi ama results here
Bashawa
sometimes.
bobani.
I know. It's just that results are important in football, but I mean
results
sometimes
business.
I remove the results and then I just watch
Look at the
football,
football.
and I enjoy the product.
South
You know?
Africans. Yinila, we just spoke about it now. We just spoke about it now.
Only said he's a problem. He did say he's a problem.
No, I did say I am a
admitted,
problem. I
he
did say.
admitted, he admitted.
Real Madrid
Obviously,
win
Madrid.
2-1.
2-1.
2-0 win. 2-0 win.
2-0 win.
Easy.
Well, the odds are crazy. 5.17 for a draw, so they don't believe that's going to happen. 9.2 for Real. You see, these trash La Liga teams that are getting away with the branding that you guys have. Anyway, 9.2 Real Oviedo and then Real Madrid 1.34. Now I want to bring us to South Africa. We don't have odds for this one, but I want your predictions for this. Sekhukhune versus Stellenbosch, second leg, MTN 8. Stellenbosch 2-0 up. How do you feel about that game?
Well coached team, Stellenbosch. They play according to the strength. The coach understands the players that he's working with. Sekhukhune United just won yesterday, which was an incredible performance.
Hat-trick of assists, Maghalwa.
And this is the reason why we need to put microscopic because last season people were surprised, or some people rather were surprised why he was in the nominations. I think the boy gets a lot of numbers and started the season very well. But this one is going to be a very difficult game. But this Stellenbosch, I think it's one of the most I'm using the wrong English words. Stellenbosch is a very well coached team in my opinion, but also credit to Ulentuza, Eric Tintler for how he started the season. I do see a draw in this one with Stellenbosch going to the final.
How do you feel about that one?
Stellis takes it.
Stellis takes it.
Stellis takes it.
Are they taking it on aggregate, or are they taking it because they're going to play two great games?
Aggregate, not two great games. I think Sekhukhune is going to prepare well enough. But first leg, what's going to happen, and you find a solution.
I think people are sleeping on Sekhukhune. I think that team, Lindamtambo, Munare, Maghalwa, Sniper.
No, good team.
Sniper.
Good team.
That's a team that people are sleeping on.
No, but that's much HIV land. HIV is. They are also playing against a team that's very well coached. If you check Stellenbosch, away from the type of players that they have, is one of the teams we have in the country that's well coached. Properly well coached. They are a team that relies on the system. I think, in my opinion, they are second to Mamelodi Sundowns when it comes to a team that plays and relies on a system. Pirates has special players. They play percentage football that relies that Tutito Mfukeng must show up. You know, and that's what I believe Kaizer Chiefs needs to do. Because now they are going the routier system, which might take them another 5 years.
Nabi's cooking, my boy. The league, my boy.
Cook for another 5 years.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 to Sekhukhune. I think Stellenbosch is still going to go through, but I think Sekhukhune is going to throw everything at Stellenbosch.
As they should.
And Stellenbosch is going to get away with it with one goal. Sundowns Pirates. Second leg. First leg 1-1. Where are we going with that one? Where are we going with that one?
So if it's a draw, what happens? Is it away goals?
I get it right now. Kind of who has the away goals?
Gracias, coach. Thank you.
Gracias. Wow. First time, ngati wow.
This is the coach.
I was shocked.
Thank you.
Ngati. Look. What was nice is that Uwadu changed certain things. First thing, Radio Bani on the bench, please. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. We don't need potential. We need to win now. Umashilwane 8 Khan for Dino. Great.
We've seen enough, boy.
I know Dino wasn't his best performance in the first leg, right? Sibele busy did a much better performance than thingy. But what you decided to change things and even put Mahopa.
They turned their profile. What
was my guy?
No, their profile. You
need a hard worker sometimes.
Transport.
Effort.
Transport. Transport. Stamina. Oh, I identify quality eating. Stamina. It doesn't have stamina, no. No, it doesn't have stamina. California football game is second.
But look, so if it's a draw, if it's a 0-0 draw, what happens?
Sundowns goes through.
Damn it.
Don't forget he's a Pagania, by the way. But for time's sake, I want to ask about Sundowns because you can also then he makes subs, then he did.
One of the best quality of any other coach, more especially at the top level, because sometimes I'm a tactics mawat close, pace the team is as good as you. What do? You need a coach that masters a gritty game. For me, I believe that the best coaches in the world, or rather
adaptability.
Is adaptability, but not just that. Are coaches that know how to read the game and bagwazi react.
Yeah.
And they need to be ruthless in terms of decision making. For me, the defensive approach in the second half is what disappointed me, but not maybe just him, because he's got a technical team that he works with. There was absolutely no reason for them to introduce the left back when they needed to push Orlando Pirates a little bit. They were inviting crash. The substitute let the Mamelodi Sundowns down. In my opinion, when I was watching the game, there was a point where I genuinely felt like the team is dominant in the game.
Yes.
I didn't feel like Pirates will score. At the first shot, Orlando Pirates, the first shot on target comes from Moapolis in the 71st minute.
Which is crazy.
The second one happens because they get a corner kick from there. So if you check creativity from an Orlando Pirates perspective, other than the first half, I felt like the team is strong. The team can win. Maybe they need a security goal. So they go to Loftus. I trust the players. Do I trust the coach? Hey.
I think for me,
Shibaba
do
Shibabu.
you know what's frustrating about Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates right now?
Okay.
The answers are right there. But I feel like what's happening with Sundowns' side is that for some reason, Nukad also feels like he has to play everyone. Like he has to bring everyone. Modiba must be on top of Allen, they must be on top of Adams, must be on top. Like he's just trying to play every single player. And they need to decide, are you going to be possession, which means that maybe you lose Abo Reynas. You get what I mean? Maybe you lose Abo Reynas, Abo Matthews, and you play the football then. Are you going to be...
Shalulile is not playing. What's happening?
He just came back, man. He just came back from Namibia.
He needs to...
It's contractual, firstly. Maybe let me answer. It's not right. It's contractual, but also every big club... Actually, that's my analysis today. Good Diski TV. Don't forget to watch. Every big club has 3 strikers. 3 quality strikers that they need to play with. The first striker has to be complete. In terms of without the ball, enjoying every action, runs, channel is good on the ball, finishes. You've got to Ikram Reynas. The second striker must provide a different element to what this one has. The third one must have what the second one and the third.
Don't have.
Maybe you sign now in a striker with aerial presence that in the 68 minutes, Mutiba is 68 minutes, it's 1-0 against Chipa United. You just need to put the ball in the box and you need a hunter in the box. So for me, I see that Ushalule is still important in Mamelodi Sundowns. It's just that using him as the primary striker is something that I would not agree with. You understand? I think you go with Reynas, you use him as a second striker. Maybe if Sundowns is not performing, then you bring him in if you want a hunter in the box.
No, I was saying that they need to pick. Like Ulino said, if you're going to play possessive, maybe it's a Shalulile game. You allow Mudiba to come inside, you start overloading the midfield, you play that way. Or if you're going to play transitional, you bring in a transactional. So you bring in a defender that's going to be a traditional defender, and you say, I see guys, you guys must chase this ball. The Pirates is similar in the same. I think they're in the same thing because the moment they started playing traditional Pirates football in the second half, I know Sundowns had a hand, but the moment they started playing the traditional, guys, Sibilibili is in the line, Yabo Saling is in the line, Yabo Nkota, right? And if you play them as simply, you get what I mean? Widen the game, open the spaces in the middle, let Abo Mbule cook from there, it's fine. But if you also want to play possession, you have to put aside some people. So it's going to be very interesting. How do you feel like this game's going to end?
I see a draw again, and a 0-0 draw. Sundowns going through.
I trust the Sundowns players. I really trust the players. I think if there's a group of players in this country that I genuinely trust, doesn't matter who's the coach, they'll deliver. Experienced professional players. But the person nobody died. We saw what happened at Orlando Stadium. The players gave everything, but the leader let them down. So I don't know. I'm really scared for this one. I'm really, really scared. I'm
giving it to Pirates. 1-0 Pirates, because I think culture is also going to play into this. Mamelodi Sundowns came into a cup game, played versus Pirates, and did exactly what Mamelodi Sundowns does in cup games, where normally the decision making is so good, but in cup games when they get to the end by Tatazel and they start trying to be too smart, and that's where Pirates takes advantage. So I think Pirates 1-0. Guys, please don't forget Sport Pesa. Go over there, make it count. We have given you the predictions. Remember, this is not betting advice. We're not tying you to anything, man. Mawina, something.
Thank
Thank you guys for joining the